Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. So I want to talk about this big Jook situation. Uh, he recently passed away. I believe he was at his uncle's funeral, and they ended up letting off. I think it was about like 300 rounds. They let off. I think he was hit a few times. Uh, Tragic situation, right? You know, just in general, when something like that happens. But the point I'm gonna draw to here is, it's a lifestyle now that has kind of went along with, this culture of, I don't even want to say hip hop, because in actuality it's a whole different genre. It's That's what it is. It's basically trap music. It could be, I don't want to say drill music, but that's another genre. But that's what it is. It's gang rap at the end of the day. But this whole thing came about when I believe CMG, their record label, and PRE is a record label that's also out of Memphis, and Young Dolph ended up passing away. I actually did a video on that when that happened, and that was really tragic. It was a point in time where he was getting shot at pretty frequently. I think I know one happened in, I think he was in L.A. and it was, I think, some type of retaliation for I think a diss song maybe, and that was pretty. It was pretty visible, that beef, that ongoing feud, and pretty much, people are saying that CMG basically had something to do with the death of Young Dolph, and they're saying, it was basically a bag put on Young Dolph. People were very upset about that in general. Not to say that people are so upset to where they're piecing together a retaliation. It's almost as this is just like a generality, understanding that a term that I could use is that something is hot. Kind of stay away from that area because it's hot. So that's kind of what the situation was. Being Memphis, it's hot, and he probably would want to kind of stay out of Memphis. It being that, especially, Young Dolph passed away in Memphis. I believe the funeral took place pretty close in proximity to where Dolph had passed away at. So it was his uncle's funeral, I believe. He goes to his uncle's funeral. Mother was in the car with him. I think his mother was able to escape without injury. But there's this video going around, and basically, it was just another icing on the cake, basically, where Big Jug is talking about PRE and basically that label and how it's going under. And in actuality, it's this. You want to say that, hey, once again, tragic situation, deepest condolences and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is the lifestyle, and it's not the lifestyle of rap, but this is just the lifestyle, the culture that, is around, that has been created, around this, what these guys are doing around these labels. So it's like, how can you do that? How can you be so disrespectful to somebody who's very loved, and then you expect, like, what do you expect? Do you respect, no retaliation? Do you respect, excuse me, do you expect no retribution? Like, what are you, you know, what does it mean to an end out of this thing? Do you think that, nobody's gonna retaliate? So when things like this happen, it's like, well, hold on. Well, what did you do? And it's glaring at this point that it's an ongoing feud, and this guy could be responsible for someone's death. Well, and then you're gonna, criminals always return to the scene of the crime. Uh, my thing is this, and I'll kind of put a cap on this, but Big Jook is Yo Gotti's brother, bigger brother, and kind of Young Gotti, he's got him with Ron's DMC daughter, and I think he's going back to college. He went to UCLA. He's going to school or whatever. He's kind of doing something with his life, I guess, that's different. That's you know kind of moving away from the streets. But the things that you do is always going to echo in eternity. So it's just it's just one of them things where you gotta just know. And sometimes it's not okay just to do better. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to, you got to be brought up a certain way. That's just real. You have to be brought up a certain way, because once you get to a certain age, that's you. People are not going to, people are not going to be so mindful and so forgive. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is at the end of the day. I'm not saying that you don't want to make yourself a target. And out of all things, you don't want to make yourself a pretty big target. And he made himself a pretty easy target. And I want to say, Young Black? Yeah, I think his name's Young Black. He was real open about, dissing Young Dolph when he passed away. I'm not, if it's a certain group of people that go for that, I guess they go for that. But a lot of people are not going for that, And I haven't heard too much music come out of, come from him since then, right? But I just want to give my 2 cents on this. Again, it is a tragic situation, right? But things like this do happen, and you just got to be, you got to be mindful of the people you hang with, even the music that you're listening to, because you may be influenced, by some, by maybe not some of the most good guys, right? So I know Young Dolph was pretty loved and respected. I know that Yo Gotti is probably mourning the loss of his brother right now. Very tragic situation again, guys. But that's what I got for you. Peace. I'm out of here.